What's up guys, we're back with another CPU cooler unboxing. This time we have the Noctua NH-U9S. So let's go ahead and take a look. Taking a look at the box here, the NH-U9S comes in Noctua's typical packaging here, so there's a lot of information on here. One thing that they really want you to know on the front is it says S version with better compatibility. So the S version is made a little bit smaller as far as the heatsink and everything, just to make a little bit more compatible with certain cases, certain motherboards, certain systems. So this is gonna be pretty much compatible with everything out there as far as clearance goes. And of course, we'll go over that in our full review. So on the front here, it lists some of the main features. Again, we'll have that all listed in our full review. On this side, we have all of our specs. On this side, features in detail. And then on the back, a ton of information in a bunch of different languages. I know you guys just want me to open this, so let's go ahead and do that. And when we open it, one thing I always like is that everything is kind of listed on this first box. So you have all your accessories in here and it lets you know what's actually in the accessories box. I do like that, so you know what you're getting. And then we can see that the cooler itself is nicely packaged inside there, and we'll get that out. And I'm not going to go over all of our accessories. Before I get in there, I'm not going to go over all our accessories, but you do have mounting hardware for both Intel and AMD, as well as a fan splitter if you want to use two fans. You can buy another fan for this, which again I'll go over. And you actually have your thermal compound as well. Everything that you need to get this set up comes in your accessories box, both for Intel and AMD. And we'll do a little flip here and get the cooler out and take a look at it. And I actually didn't really do a lot of research on this, so I'm not even sure what the cooler actually looks like, to be honest. So it does come with a fan attached. Move this stuff out of the way, and we can take a look at it. And one thing I do notice is that it is very small. You know, Noctua, we've traditionally known for these massive heat sinks. They're great with air cooling. But again, they slimmed this down, so you can just see just how small it is. Again, my hand, you can see just how small this is, which I really like. I like that a lot of companies are making these high performance air coolers that are small, compact, for smaller systems. Mini ITX and micro ATX are becoming so much more popular just because, you don't want to lug that huge system to a LAN party, and you don't want a big case taking up all this room in your house or whatever. So small systems are becoming more popular. And for that, we have these type of coolers. So on the front, we do have a small fan. Very small fan right there. Of course, that Noctua color, which you're either gonna love or hate. And then we can take a look at the cooler itself. And this is the typical tower type cooler, but it is pretty thick. As far as the thickness, it's a little bit thicker than some of the other ones we've seen from Noctua, but again, it is not that tall. So again, this is just again made to fit in those smaller cases where you might have a height clearance and all of that. So you do have the fan on the front. As I said, you can buy a secondary fan and you can put it on the back for added performance if you like. Taking a look at the base, we have a nice machine base. I know our video is not going to do this justice, but we have a very nice base. I don't see any machine marks or anything like that. And it's actually sort of like a mirror finish again. Video is not going to show you that, but that's what it is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 heat pipes. And what those are going to do is they're going to take the heat from the base and bring it up into the heat sink. And in this view, you should be able to see some of those heat pipes going up into the heatsink itself. And then on the top, we of course have our Noctua logo. So when this is in your system, people can see that you're rocking a Noctua cooler. And that is basically it of our quick overview of this cooler. Now make sure you check back very soon on ThinkComputers.org as we'll have our full written review. And remember guys, if you like our videos, why don't you subscribe? Catch you guys later.